is up, you lovely people?
Hi.
Homies, it is time for another Rocket League video. I'm N7 Memegician. This is N7 Scythrix, as usual. The usual crew. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. We're not going to be doing crate openings, we're not going to be doing car designs, modded, nothing like that. Today we have a more serious topic to address.
How not to get hacked 101. Still in the spotlight.
Basically, yes. So, there is a problem that has been plaguing the Rocket League community for a long time now, but it's been getting worse and worse as the months have been going on lately, and that is scamming and hacking. There are many people who are jealous of the items that we have worked so hard to get, and they wish to take those items by illegitimate means, be it by scamming or by, as we call it, hacking, getting your login credentials and then logging into your Steam account and cleaning out your Rocket League inventory. It's happened to me, it's happened to a bunch of my friends, including some of my mates in the N7 clan.
Not me, luckily.
No, because you don't play Rocket League.
Yep.
The only true form of preventing scamming and hacking. Not
that.
playing the game to begin with.
But that's not what we're going to be
10.
talking about. We're going to try and find other methods so you could still enjoy Rocket League.
Right. So I'm gonna be covering. Now I want to say right off the bat that this video is meant to give you the knowledge to help you to not get hacked or scammed. Watching this video and then proceeding to get scammed later does not make me liable for you getting scammed. That is not my fault. I'm sorry. Alright, so the first thing we're going to be covering today is scamming. Scamming, there are a few types of major scams that people usually run. One of the most common ones being the color scam, another common one being the item swap, and another really bad one is the second account scam, which is where somebody tells you that they have a duplicate account or like a second account that they have. You need to trade them the item on the first account, and then afterwards they'll give you the item from their second account, but of course they never do because they don't actually have one. So first, how to avoid the color scam.
So what is the color scam? Why don't we start with that?
You're right, I didn't actually explain that.
I don't know what the color scam is.
Color scam is when you're trading with somebody, and usually it's for titanium white versus gray. That's how it's usually done. Because oftentimes items, especially like wheels and stuff like that, the gray wheel will look
just like
very similar to the white wheel, and so somebody will try to trade you something saying that it's titanium white, but it's actually gray.
I see. Alright.
So in the bottom of, I can't really pull this up because I'm not in a trade right now, but in the bottom of every trade window around this area right here will be a nifty little button that says show details. Whenever you're trading any item, I don't care if it's painted, certified, black market, whatever it is, always click that button and then hover over the item that your person that you're trading with is trading you to make sure that it's exactly what they say it is. Like, check the certification, check the paint. If it matters at all, check what crate it came from. Just make sure that it's the item that they told you that they were giving you. And if it's not, let them know. And if they refuse to make amends, report them. And I'll get to that later in the video, how to do that.
The next thing that we are covering is the item swap.
Yes. So the item swap is often, some people will say, okay, I'm going to trade you this large valuable item, like this decal or this wheel, and I'll add some crates onto it. Now, the way I've seen this done most often is they'll message you on Steam, which will pull up this window right here, and they'll have a chat window open here, which will block, which by the default place that Steam places the chat window will block the view of their first item that they input in their inventory, or in the trade window, rather, and they will keep the rest of the items that they offer. They'll say like, oh, okay, I'll give you some crates in addition, and they'll put in the crates, but they'll take out the first item and replace it with another item and hope that you don't notice. So while you're looking at their chat window, they're in their game switching out the item and just hope that you don't notice. And again, just make sure before you hit that accept button on the trade, just make sure that all of the items that you asked for are there. Use the show details button, make sure that it's everything that you were promised.
Always double check, guys. That's the key over here.
Yeah, basically. And one thing that I like to do is I always take pictures of my trade before I hit the accept button, so that it forces me to take an extra look at what's going on in the trade window before I hit the accept button. So if there's a mistake that I haven't caught yet, hopefully I will catch it when I'm looking over it the second time. The third and final scam that I will cover how to prevent
is the second account trade.
Basically, this one's easy enough. Just if somebody tells you that they can trade you an item, but you need to trade them your item on their first account and they'll add you on the second account afterwards.
Don't believe that.
Just don't trade with that person at all.
Tell them to go onto their second account and do it directly from there. If they refuse to, I think that's a surefire sign that they are probably trying to scam you guys.
Exactly, yeah.
Watch out for that.
Yeah, or just don't trade with that person in general. Just don't don't say anything to them. Just unfriend them. Don't contact them anymore. Don't trade with them.
All right, guys, we're looking at hacking now. Now get to the subcategory.
Yes, subcategories. Okay, so we don't really have many subcategories. Like there's only one type of hacking that's really prevalent in the Rocket League community right now, and that is it's not really hacking, it's a social engineering attack known as phishing. Phishing is where somebody gives you a link to a website and they tell you to log into the website with your Steam account. They will take you to a page that looks almost identical to a third-party login page for Steam, but in actuality, it's just a placeholder page that when you click submit, just sends your login credentials to the owner of the website, which allows them to then log into your Steam account and clean out your Rocket League inventory and also take control of your entire account, basically. Unless you change your password like right before, there really isn't any good way of getting that back once it's done. And Psyonix isn't gonna refund any of your stuff, unfortunately. They have a strict policy on every trade is final, and that includes phishing and scamming.
The best way you can avoid it is if somebody tries to give you a link, it's safer to assume that if somebody tries to give you an outside link to visit, that it's pretty fishy.
Right. Very common setup that some people will do is they'll say, you need to add me on my second account, and one thing that I've seen done is they will give you a link to something. I've actually seen this done twice, something called Steam Community. Here's an example of a profile of a person that sent this to me. So as you can see in this URL here, it says Steam Community.
You gotta be very careful and double check the spellings.
Yeah, you have to make sure that that's the correct URL. Because as you can see, it looks very convincing. I have the chat window up in front of this in this image, but you can see it looks very convincing. It looks almost exactly like the normal Steam interface. But it's just that URL. You have to check that URL, otherwise you're going to be in some hot mess. Another thing I want to touch on. Alright, so I want to show an example of what a legitimate third-party Steam login page looks like. I'm going to go to aoa.com, which is a trading service you can use to buy Rocket League items for just straight-up currency.
While he's doing that, I have a quick question. So is there any way that you could look it up on Google to see if the website is legitimate? For instance, if you typed in AOA and asked if it's a scam, do you think that it'll show up somewhere?
There are websites that will do that, like that will check a website's credentials and see if it's correct and see if like it's legitimate or if there have been any reports of it being a phishing website. But most of these websites that are used for Rocket League go up and then are gone within a month or sometimes even less. There was a new scam recently that was supposed to be imitating an ESL tournament where somebody asks you, hey, I need you to help me in the finals of this tournament, and there's a big prize if we win, but it's literally just a phishing site. But that was taken down like 2 days ago, but it only cropped up for the first time like 5 days ago. So it's very quick. So most of the time, by the time something is recognized as a phishing website, it's already down. So I'm going to go here, sign in through Steam, and it will take me to this third-party login page for Steam. This is the page that will display whenever you're logging into another website that's not affiliated with Steam. Now, there are multiple ways that you can check to see if this website is a legitimate login page versus a non-legitimate login page. Let me find you an example of one that is not legitimate, so we can compare. Now, this is
exactly like.
Yeah, this is from a website that somebody sent me called RL Quick, which has been taken down quite a while ago, which is why I can't show you anything other than just this screenshot of the homepage. And there were a lot of websites that had an identical interface to this, just under different URL names. Here we see the URL, https steamcommunity.com, and that's the main part you want to be looking at there, making sure that the URL is steamcommunity.com. The other major, because see, on this example, you'll see it says rlquick.com.
So it always has to say Steam Community.
It always has to say steamcommunity.com, or else it's not correct.
Be careful so it's not Steam Community either.
That
Make sure
too,
that
yes.
it's spelled correct.
Yes, for sure.
Attention to detail can really save you here.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you need to be very vigilant when you're doing this kind of thing. Another thing you want to be checking is this right here. So this is where a website's SSL certificate, its credentials are displayed. So here we can see that it is a secure connection and that the certificate for the site belongs to Valve Corp US, which is the organization that owns Steam, or runs it rather. But you'll see you can spoof or get fake SSL credentials and make it look like it's secured. You'll see that padlock there, and you'll see HTTPS, which the S stands for secure. But you'll notice there's nothing next to the padlock that says that those credentials belong to the correct organization. It has to say Valve Corp US.
Right after the padlock?
Right after the padlock.
All right. That's another thing to keep in mind.
Another way that you can check it, if you've checked the first two things and that hasn't already set off red flags, is you can click these links here, and on a fake website, usually these links will be broken and will not take you anywhere. Like, you'll click on them and nothing will happen.
So they're just fake. They're decorations.
For sure.
To embellish it.
So
right.
I just clicked on support and it took me to the Steam support website.
All
But
right.
if I were to do that, and I actually did do this when this was still active, if you click on one of these links, nothing will happen. That's another surefire way that it is a scam site. There is another example. So I managed to search up and find a phishing site that is still active. As you'll notice, my browser has already flagged it as being a phishing site, but I'm going to go to it anyway because I know the risks. I know how to deal with it. Notice it has it marked as dangerous. It doesn't even show any credentials. On this website, looks fairly legitimate, fairly polished interface.
Somebody put a lot of time into this.
Except that they didn't, because there was a typo right there. Made huge improvements. Spelling 100. But you'll notice if you click on any of these, it just takes you to the top of the page. And what's in the center of that? Sign up on Steam. This is too lazy to even open it in a new tab or redirect you to another link. It just opens it in this quote-unquote new window. Now, if you'll notice, this new window, if you hover your mouse over the sides of it, you can't do anything to expand the dimensions of it. It's literally just an element on the page. Now, you'll notice if I scroll with my mouse, it still scrolls the page, which shows you that it's just an overlaid element on top of the page. So it's not actually taking you to anything, which is why it's able to spoof this URL here, because it's not actually connected to the internet. It can say whatever it wants to. It's practically an image. You notice
The
I'm
buttons
clicking
don't work?
the buttons here. They don't do anything. Now, if I were to type in my login information into this area right here and click sign in, it would send my credentials to the shadowy overlords who own this site, and I would no longer have access to my Rocket League account. One piece of advice I will give you regarding what websites to use for trading, and that is, a lot of people use this website right here, RL Garage. Do not use this if you can help it. Yes, there are some legitimate people on here, but half the people on this website are scammers. You'll notice here, this person is I didn't even type in anything in. This is literally just the very first, just default result. This person's selling a white octane for 40 keys. Lesson number 1, if it's too good to be true, it's probably is. So never contact this person, because this person is scamming. They're advertising that they will sell items for outrageous prices, and that will never end well because, of course, nobody does that. I would always use either GamerLink or organize trades through Steam or through Discord. Do not contact people directly off of this website, especially if they're advertising prices that just don't make sense based on prices.
It's usually a good ploy to get attention.
Yes. Now I'd like to cover how to report somebody if you recognize that, if you have found out that somebody is a scammer or is trying to hack you, send you a phishing link, etc. There's a website called RLTracker.pro. Now, right now, ever since the most recent Rocket League update, it's been experiencing a lot of technical issues. Recently, that issue has been that you can't really access the website. However, they do have a plugin that you can install for your browser. I'm not sure if this only works with Chrome, but it's this little doodad right here. Trading Verifier. So here's the URL right here. I'll have this URL in the description below so that you can use this and download it for yourself. It's extremely useful. Basically how it works, you just install it on your browser and then you visit somebody's Steam profile. It will tell you in this place right here whether or not this person is a clean user or is a convicted scammer. In this case, I had a run-in with this person, and they were a convicted scammer. They tried to scam me, and I reported them to RL Tracker. Unfortunately, I can't show you that process firsthand today because the website's still down. Let us know if you think we missed anything in this video. I certainly feel like I covered a lot, but I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff that I missed. If you guys want to see another video covering those things that I missed, please leave it down in the comments. Let me know.
Subscribe, like, share, and did I miss something?
Share? Yes, please post our channel on your Facebook profiles, which everybody uses, of course.
Obviously. All right.
Get your grandmother to subscribe to us,
Yeah.
because she's the only one who actually uses Facebook anymore.
Probably.
So yeah, that about covers everything that I wanted to cover so far.
All right.
Thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope that this video helped you.
Any questions? Contact us in the comments. We'll be looking through them. He'll be looking through them.
Definitely, yes, of course.
All right.
So just like, comment, and subscribe for more future content, and we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.